Hey guys, Kevin from Rise Forums. What I'd like to do in this video today is just talk about something that's come up in my mind because of a video that I've watched. Now over the years I've spoke about a lot about something on my blog and on other websites about not putting all your eggs in one basket. This is something that I think we all do at one time or another. You know, if you make money online, you find something that's successful, you find something that works for you, and then you put all your energy and all your focus in that. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I think there is a risk in putting all your eggs and all your faith in one company. So a classic example of this would be the people that made small mini sites, small content websites, and they monetize them through Google AdSense. Now I'm someone who makes money through Google AdSense as well. I'm not making a crap load of money through it, but I do make money through it. You know, a little bit of money, and there has been scare stories about AdSense in the past, and it is a little bit worrying because, you know, AdSense gets a lot of criticism, but it's okay for what it is, and you can make money through AdSense on websites that in other websites you wouldn't actually make money. You know, there's certain types of websites that are harder to monetize, and you know, if you use AdSense, you can make more money through it than you would through a network and all that kind of thing. And Google are quite reliable on payments and stuff, but there's a lot of scare stories out there. You know, if you go back, there's people that have been making $10,000-$20,000 a month, and then Google, you know, they've just closed their AdSense account because of violations or something like that, and it's worrying. And the problem with Google is as well, you can't even just pick up the phone and speak to them. They won't even reply to your emails about this. So there's people who are making hundreds of thousands of dollars through Google as a publisher, as an AdSense publisher, and then their account was closed, all their income went to zero, and they can't even get as much as a reply to an email. And that is very scary. And thankfully, you know, I've never had to go through that. And when you read these kind of scare stories, there's doubts, as you know, as the reader, as to whether that person was maybe doing something dodgy. You know, maybe they were using dodgy tactics, or maybe they were using, I don't know. You'd never know the full story, but what I do know is, as a publisher, there has been times where, you know, you get a little bit of a scare story. One would be, for example, I've got a discussion forum, it's dead now, it's something maybe start up again in the future, but it's about MMA, you know, mixed martial arts, UFC, etc. And people were posting images, you know, about knockouts and people getting, you know, winning fights and things. And there was a couple of images that were, they weren't of an adult material, but I suppose they weren't safe for kids, you know, because there was people getting knocked out and their faces were, you know, bashed or they were bleeding, and they reported it. So what I had to do was basically hide that thread because someone had reported it as not being safe. But the worrying thing is when they send you that email said, please remove AdSense from this page because it's not appropriate. The worrying thing is that it says, you know, there's a lot of things in this statement that says if you don't, your account could be closed and things like that. And that's a little bit worrying. And as I said, it's not just AdSense. You know, if you're making money online, everyone's, you know, it's hard not to put all your eggs in one basket. A prime example of that would be PayPal. You know, and there's a lot of scare stories through PayPal, and you know, this is something I'm experiencing just now. Unfortunately, just sold my little Sony action camera and everything. The guy got it an absolute cut price, and today I woke up to an email with him saying that the camera arrived damaged, and that, you know, all the lens was scratched and all that, which I don't, you know, it was mint condition when I sent it. It was all packaged up. The camera was actually screwed down a tripod, and I had a big massive plastic casing around it, and then there was loads of bubble wrap around it. So the guy had said that he was a motorbiker and things like that. I'm not saying the guy's a liar, I don't know yet, but it does sound quite dodgy. That, you know, the guy, like a week after I've sent it, he said, "Oh, it's not. The camera isn't in good quality." The problem is, you know, I need to raise a claim with Royal Mail now to say that they've damaged it on delivery, because that could have happened. But the worrying thing is with that is, if you sell online, you need to, through eBay or anything you sell online, a lot of people use PayPal. I use PayPal myself, and they always side with the buyer pretty much like 90% of the time. And that's a problem that, you know, if you're a legitimate seller, it can be a big problem. You know, I was reading a story the other day about a seller, and he sold jiu-jitsu equipment, and he was based in America, and he was selling things to Europe, and there was like just one guy who'd basically ripped him off for about $2,000. But it wasn't just one account and one order. He'd placed it over like 15, 20 different orders, ordered it, the person had sent the equipment over, and then the guy would then reverse the charges and all that, and PayPal would side with the buyer. But he spoke to him. It turned out it was all the same guy, and he was like, "Well, how can you not stop this?" So now he's leaning towards not using PayPal because of that. And it is risky, if all your business goes through PayPal, there's a lot of scare stories with PayPal just closing people's accounts and things like that. There is a concern putting all your eggs in one basket. Now, I've spoke before about YouTube. I'm recording videos for YouTube just now. I'm not making money through YouTube just now. I'm just starting off, and I just enjoy connecting with members and Rise forums. I enjoy the little tech videos that I do for you all. As you know, I created a little discussion room just for me to post the videos that I'm recording on YouTube so that I can interact with you all. Down the line, I don't know when, but down the line I'd like to make good money with YouTube. At least to the point, where I make a couple of $100 a month, $1,000 a month or something like that. Because it's something I enjoy doing. I like communicating with readers in a different way, not just articles, but recording videos and interacting with readers in a different way. So it's something I want to do. But again, there is this worry, putting all your eggs in one basket and putting all your faith in YouTube. Now, YouTube, they don't have, YouTube's obviously owned by Google, but they do generally have a good reputation as far as they're treating publishers well and things like that, especially when you compare it to Facebook, which is the Wild West, where, Facebook allows people to rip off content and then post it as their own, and they just do over content creators. So screw Facebook in that regard. They really need to sort that out. That's a different topic altogether, but as far as YouTube, I think the reputation is okay, but there is still this risk of putting all your faith into YouTube. And a prime example of this is a YouTuber that I follow called Eli. Now, Eli the Computer Guy, he's got a couple of channels, Eli the Computer Guy and Eli the Computer Guy Live, where he does live streaming. I really like his style of videos. I've spoken about this on the forums as well, that I'm not a huge fan of these kind of shorter videos where they just jump edits. I can see the benefit of it, recording a short video and doing jump edits, but then there's this, basically all these YouTubers are not doing anything in one take like I am just now. They're doing 1 or 2 or 3 or 10 takes, and then they're cutting it all together so that it's all fast. I don't enjoy watching them personally, but I realise there's a market for this kind of thing. But Eli doesn't do that. He sets up the camera just like I'm doing just now, and he just talks about a certain subject, and sometimes his videos are like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, but I enjoy watching him. I really do love his style of videos. He's got over 663,000 subscribers, and 2 months ago he posted a couple of videos actually about his criticism of YouTube, and I'll post the link in the description area below, but in the comment area and all that. But basically what happened was 2.5 years ago, he posted a video in which he showed that if you looked at the source of a web page, then in the password field, it's got the asterisk when you type in your password, that appears as if it's protected. But what he showed was you just view the source, you change the element or something like that, and then you can see the password. Now, he says in the video, he says that he doesn't know how anyone could use that. He doesn't think anyone can use it to hack or exploit anyone, but he was just pointing out that things aren't always as secure as they think they are online. Now, he wasn't showing anyone how to hack anything. He was raising a security issue to help people. But someone raised, I think it was some sort of community violation. I think community violations in YouTube normally refer to someone making a racist remark or an abusive remark or something like that. So he didn't get his account banned, but what they did was they limited his account. So right away, he couldn't do his longer 30-40 minute videos. He could only do 15 minutes. He couldn't do live streaming. There was a list of all these other features that he couldn't do. Now, the worrying thing is, I think that was applied to him for like a certain amount of time, 6 months or something, but the worrying time is he's got 663,000 subscribers. He's obviously making a lot of money for himself and a lot of money for YouTube. And all it took was one person to say, this video violates community guidelines. I don't even know if the person from YouTube or Google even looked at the video, but what they've did is applied this community guideline thing, and they've limited his account. They've limited everything that he can do through his account. So they've kind of limited the way that he can produce videos for his audience, and really made it, they've crippled him as far as what he can do with his account. And that is worrying, because this is a guy, I've got, like, on my main channel, I've got like 250, 260 subscribers. I'm a total beginner. I'm right at the beginning of my journey. This guy he'll probably have 1 million subscribers in a year or so. He's a great YouTuber. He's got a lot of great content. But Google or YouTube didn't give him as much as a phone call or an email to explain what happened. They didn't even pick up the phone and phone him and say, listen, this is why we're doing it, or this is why we're not doing it, and this is what you need to do. They just applied the penalty to his account, and that was that. And this goes back to what I was saying in the beginning. It's really, really, really risky to put all your eggs in one basket, all your faith in one basket, all your faith in one company. And it's something that does sit in the back of my mind now. I do want to do more videos for YouTube. I do, down the line, I want to make money through YouTube and things. But it's just a reminder that you shouldn't put all your energy into one interest. You really need to diversify your income online. So down the line, for me, hopefully that's money through AdSense, it's money through my blog, it's money through advertising on my forums, it's money through writing, it's money through releasing books, all these different things. It just means that if I get screwed over in one area, I'm not in a bad position. But there is always that temptation to put all your focus onto the thing that's making you money. And I'm not going to say that I'm not going to do that, because, if I get to the point where my YouTube channel is making me thousands of dollars a month, then obviously it makes more sense for me to devote my attention to that and try and increase income from $5,000 to $10,000 a month, rather than spend my time on something that, is perhaps not even going to make me an extra $50 or $100 a month. It makes sense to focus on the things that are making you money, to spend your time and reinvest into the area that's making you money online. But you need to be aware of the risk of doing that. You really do need to be aware of the risk of that. And it doesn't matter what you're doing, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's PayPal, whether it's writing for one client, that's something else as well. I've done a lot of freelance writing over the last few years, and there was always this temptation to write for one client only. And I'm glad I didn't do that, because there was a couple of people and they asked me, oh, can you write for us exclusively? But then when that happens, you're really, really, really running the risk of, you're really at the mercy of your client. If I've got like 10 writing clients that I do writing for, if 2 decide not to hire me anymore, then it's okay. I'll find other clients. But if I get rid of all those clients and then I just work, I work exclusively for one person, one website, one client, then I'm really at the mercy of them. If they just say, well, we're not going to pay you this anymore, then I'm back to scratch. I'm back to the beginning where I need to find clients and try to build them up and things like that. So again, it's just the same principle. You really should diversify your income online. So if you've got a website, if you're working online, freelancing, if you're developing content, whether it be articles or videos, just take a step back and just be a little bit cautious. It's easy to get excited about making money in one certain area. I've had times where all my income was from 1 or 2 affiliates, and then the companies have just went, sorry, we're closing the affiliate program. We're no longer going to pay you thousands of dollars a month. It's over. So this lifetime of affiliates, lifetime affiliate commissions that they promised you it's not worth the paper it's not written on. I think those of you who've been working online for a couple of years, you've probably had a couple of incidents where something has happened that's made you realise that you shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket and you should diversify. But for those of you who are just starting out, I think everyone, including myself, when you first start working online, you first start building websites, you're not sure what works and you're not sure what doesn't. So when you find something that works, you want to put all your attention to that project. And it does make sense to do that in a way, but please do be aware that there's risks of doing that, especially if you're relying on one particular company paying you affiliate commissions or advertising or something like that. You're really at their mercy as far as your online success, and that can be worrying. Now, I'm not saying I'm not going to build up my YouTube profile. I'm not going to continue doing that, but be aware, be careful. Whether you talk about your website, you're talking about YouTube, don't put your eggs in one basket. Try and diversify a little bit. And I know there's downsides to doing that, because if you start spreading your time between too many projects, you end up building nothing. You know, you end up building nothing substantial instead of focusing all your attention on one thing. But just be aware. Just be aware about that, because there's no guarantees online, and there's no regulation really. When it comes to getting paid from companies, when it comes to all these contracts, it's the Wild West. It really is the Wild West, and people get screwed over all the time. So be smart when you're making money online. Be smart. Think about your future and be cautious, and diversify, spread out the risk of the way that you're making online. And if you do become successful on something like YouTube, you know, you've got a successful platform to then start launching different things. You know, start promoting your website on it, start promoting the books that you're selling, start promoting advertisers that you work closely with, that kind of thing. Don't just rely on the check from Google. And as good as a check from Google is every month, if you're making a lot of money, there is no guarantee that they won't just, you know, they just take you away at any point for any little minor infraction for any reason. That someone can just say you're against the guidelines, and then that's it. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and please do leave a comment below. I love hearing your guys' opinion on these kind of things. I'd love to hear any stories that you have about this as well. And not just scare stories, and good stories as well. Please do leave a comment below on Rise Forums and on YouTube. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the Rise Forums channel, because I'm really want to produce more videos for you guys. So please do subscribe, like, share, spread the love and all that. So please do comment below, and until next time guys, take care of yourself.